Class 9 zirlaite voina chuan Geography chapter 6 population ti kha kan zir don ani PowerPoint na shan pain karon siam lawa graph le khami diagram ang chi te figures ang chi te khami chapter a hian in atama PowerPoint te lak lo vek kha claima boy thak de hleka wangin ti han a PDF ang khan karon explain top lona in Geography lekha book khalo ke ula chapter 6 population ti khani o chuanin population kan ti hianin mizo tong chuan mi pui ti na me ni a shan pa a danga han explain dan va ka omlova mi pui kan ti hianin kan ri ro lo lang ma saber chu enge kan ti chuanin mishing ani ti ro mishing om khom khanin mi pui kha siam ta chuanin khami chungchang kha India rama mi pui din hunte mi pui hi engza chiang hi om khovela tanga thlirin engtin nge mi pui mi pui mishing omzat mo mi pui ti khan mishing omzat te anlo than chho dan ti te khang tiang ti kha voina kan zir don ani chuanin khovela hianin mishing hi kan poimo em atero human resource ti te po kan zir to ta mishing hi resource pakhat kan ni a natural resources zingami kan ni bok ta ni chuanin resource kan ti hianin entinan water te land te mountains te khang ti ang zong zong kha resource natural resources ve kan ni ti ro chuan khang tiang ho ti tangkai tu wa ti tang ti hlu zual tu wa kha mishing hi kan ni vetla tani achan chu tuna hetlaya tuilo om top ta se tu main wa mang tangkai lo ta se a hlut na kha atle mang ti ro chuwang chuanin mishing ina kan wa man tangkaya kan du dana kan wa man te khanin khang te khanin resources dang te kha a hlut na kha aron ti zual ta ni chuwang chuanin mi pui te hi kan tangkaya ama ero chu resources ti che thei tu kha kan ni bokani mishing hianin mishing hi resources siam chuak tu kan ni boka tin a eizo tu te a mangral tu te kan ni bokani kan thil kan che danin khovel resources din mun hi ashil em ani chuanin voina kan zir tu chu soi to angin India rama population mishing omzat te mishing engtin nge India rama mishing omzat kha engtin nge state sang adanglam dan ti kha kan endon ani soi to angin graphs te diagram kan ti te khang ho kha atama wangin PowerPoint in karon siam lawa heta hen kan en thadon ani chuan ma sabera chuan population size and distribution kan endon ta chuan India's population as on March 2001 stood at 1.028 million. March 2001 census zoki ta hianin aron tarlanga in lekha bua hianin mo chuanin March sanghi pakhata khanin India rama population mi pui omza chu mi maktaduai khat angvelani mitam tak anni tinani chu chuanin khang ho kha which account for 16.7% of the world's population khovel mi pui zong za a som paruk te kha India ram mi pui zat kha anni okay atam zia chu chuan this 1.02 billion people are unevenly distributed over our country's vast area of 3.28 million square kilometer 3.28 million square kilometer hi India ram zaw zong ani ta chuanin khami India ram chunga khanin khang heng mi pui maktaduai engemoni za hi hemi hi in anglo tak takin state shan khanin mi pui kha in sem dar tinani chuanin the 2001 census data reveals that Uttar Pradesh with a population size of 166 million people is the world's most populous state in India chuan India ram ro wa khan Uttar Pradesh yanin mi pui kha an nga ani mishing kha achunga cheng khan tamani chuanin chuti rual chuanin Sikkim te Lakshadweep kan ti te ho kha chuanin mi pui kha an state ta mi pui omzat kha tlem ema Lakshadweep hi chu state lani lo chuanin helai diagram hilo enta ulamo helai diagram ma hianin he achungzok hen population hilo enta ula population a hianin he India hi 16.7% and the rest of the world 83.3% hemi zong hi abial to pa hi khovel anga lo ngai ta ula India khanin hemi triangle hemi atte hi mo hemi zat 16.7% hi India ram mipui khan an o ani heti zat hi India ram mipui ani chon anhwai mi chu area ni ta hi khovel lo ni ta se abial hi mo avai han abial hi khovel lo ni ta se India ram 2.4% khat India ram kha 2.4% so kha o ani hemi hi in Khovela India ram tiat anganita chuan hi ero hi chu achunga mi hi chu a population ani he aram le a population he a inzat lo zia hin hwem aram atet em line a population India ram population kha asang em ani chuanin almost half of India's population lives in just 5 states. These are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan. The biggest state in terms of an area has only 5.5% of the total population of India. So, state panga Uttar Pradesh, te Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan. Paruk. Hemi te hianin population and population mipui kha an nga bi kani India ram ro wa mo hi distribution of population helo enta ole a graph hian helai a purple hi Uttar Pradesh ani ta hi alian ber tiro chumi zo Maharashtra 9.42% ani leta adot lia Bihar West Bengal Andhra Pradesh hemi te state hianin population mipui an nga ani chuanin India's population distribution by density. Population density provides a better picture of the uneven distribution. Population density is calculated as the number of persons per unit area. Population density kan ti chu square kilometer khat chunga mipui bitzong te na le soina ni a chuanin the population density of India in the year 2001 kumsang ni pakhat census a khanin square kilometer khat bial chunga khanin mi za thum somni pali zel angan ni ta India khanin mo densities vary from 904 persons per square kilometer in West Bengal to only 13 persons per square kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh. Square kilometer khat chung bial khat chunga mipui omzat kha India ram chunga in anglo em 89 West Bengal la chuanin bial khat chunga khanin 904 persons per square kilometer ang khan omta amar chu Arunachal Pradesh hemi north east state hi atlang pun kan population chu atlema asam ti lo hi chu Arunachal Pradesh anga te chuanin 13 persons mi som pathum ang chau anga chhut khanita chuanin a study of the figure 6.3 shows the pattern of uneven distribution of population densities at the state level. Figure 6.3 a hianin mipui state chang a an in anlo dan te kha aron tar lang bok ani nakina 6.3 chu kan le enanga chuanin noted the states with population densities below 250 persons per square kilometer. Rugged terrain and unfavorable climate conditions are primarily reason for sparse population. Chuanin mithiam te ina anjira an mu chua ta ka chu khami bial khat chunga mi zani som nga tling lo ho kha atlang puin rugged terrain kan ti he tlang omte tin ele barlama khwa ele barlama hlok nawak lo tur tlang pui state hawa khanin population ka atlemani mo chu mithiamina an ziranita 89 chu thil dik ani theizia chu tikhani lo ngai to ta ula hetlaya thlai chin theina tur thatak te ai chuan hetlai thlai ta na thawak lo te khovod lutuk te kholum lutuk ang te kha chu minen va bo lowang tiro chuwang chuan khalai kha chu an population kha atlem bik mai ta amar chu gangetic plain kan ti fertile plain le tha omna lai India ram subcontinent ta po khatlai kha atam em antinan chu Uttar Pradesh anga te po khami lo ne mi te ina thlai te a that theina tur lai vel ang te kha chu tin plain area munzol mun zau khang ti ang kha mi nan bo bi kani chuwang chuanin khalai muna khanin mi pui te mishing cheng khan tambik chin ani chuanin Assam and most of the peninsular states have moderate population densities. Assam kan ti te peninsular states kan ti ho khanin mishing atok vel tamnu tuklo claim si lo moderate kha anneya tin hilly dissected and rocky nature of the terrain moderate to low rainfall shallow and less fertile soils have influenced population densities in these areas he ka soi tangin in Mizoram po tlangram ani a population mi pui cheng po kan claim ani tiro entinan tlangram lutukte tin ruwa su na manglo te hetlaya Sahara kan ti ang chi te Thar desert kan ti ang chi te khang ti ang te kha low rainfall ruwa sur manglo na ni ta ruwa sur manglo chuanin thlai tha thei lawang tiro chuan khang tiang hawa khanin mi puyen claim ta chuanin leicha kan ti te hmun zol zau kan ti anga chi khang ti anga kha chuanin mi pui khan tam vele thung ani chuanin the northern plains in Kerala in the south have high to very high population densities because of the flat plains with fertile soils and abundant rainfall nazina kar saifia to tho khani ta Kerala kan ti South India lampang khutlaya leicha tamna anga te kha chuanin mipui khan tamani chuanin population growth and process of population change. Population is a dynamic phenomenon. The numbers, distribution and composition of population are constantly changing. Mipui omzate mipui thandan kha inthak vering ani chuan this is the influence of the interaction of the three processes, namely birth rates, death rates and migrations. Khami mipui omzate inthak che na chan kha chu thi na awangte pian awangte tin mundanga tanga ron pem te mundanga va pem angte kang tiang wangte khanin kan population mi pui din muna kha in thak ve rengani chuanin he density of population tahian lo enta ila hemi asen big lai Uttar Pradesh Bihar kan ti he 501 above ti lai hi mipui tamna ni tani he hetlai Bihar West Bengal Uttar Pradesh kan ti helai Kerala kan ti hi chuanin mipuian tama tin hetlai a pink le de lek 251 to 500 a pink le de lek chu hetlai Assam Jharkhand Maharashtra Gujarat heng ho ang hi mo heng ho ang hi tlema mipui tam le na de lek an nita tin hetlai avar top ang chi 100 and below ti hi chu he Mizoram atel Bhutan Arunachal Pradesh te tel tiang ang ho hi mi pui tlem na ni le thung ta ni ti khan achiang em a han en top po hian khoitlai nge mi pui an tama khoitlai nge mi pui an tlem ti kha achiang em ani helai Sikkim te po hian tlem em a mar chu mundang he a pink tak zual ang ho hi chu mi pui tam na ni okay chuanin next chuan population growth. Growth of population refers to the change in the number of inhabitants of a country or territory during a specific period or time, say during the last 10 years. Such a change can be expressed in two ways, in terms of absolute number and in terms of percentage change per year. Tileta. Population growth kan ti hianin mipui tamlam a than na chan hi chu kan soi tong khan birth rate kan pian na awangte thin awangte tin mundanga ron pe memo mundanga va pem wangte ni ani chinta chuanin growth of population refers to a change in the number of inhabitants in the country or territory mun pakhata khami mipui omzat kha an inthla khanin kha population growth an inthla ka punlaman pan khanin population growth kha anitani chuanin heta hianin table a hianin lo en le ta wala 6.1 a hianin 1951 vela khan he India ram din munanita total population 361 million mi makta duai thum vel khan itani 1951 a hianin mar chutian kan en thazel ta 2001 vela hi chuanin 1028 million ani to ni he mi puyen kan punna sajja chu mo chuanin annual growth rate hi he 1.25 tenia 1.96 in thak ve mi pui chu pung tel ma ila he headline 1971-81 le 91 la hen apung tambik ta amar chu 2001 vela hi chon aron tla thale dewani India ram punda na khamo claim in education te tin fane claim ti te India ram khanin aron war chhota sarkar te khanin tiang lampanga khanin education ate injeti na te kharon ti chwa wang khanin India ram kan mipui zat kha ron tlaniam ve le dewani mipui te kha aron control ani chu chuan since 1981, however, the rate of growth started declining gradually. So ito angin 1981 vela khanin hey 1.96 anya 2.20 2.22 1981 china hian hey 1991 vela hi chuanin aron tlathan tani chu chuanin during this period birth rates declined rapidly. Still 182 million people were added to the total population in the 1990s alone. Hemi population atlak yamna chan hi chu birth rate note piang kha an claim chanani chuan it is essential to realize that India has a very large population. When a low annual rate is applied to very large population, it yields a large absolute increase. When more than a billion people increase, even at a lower rate, the total numbers being added becomes very large. India's current annual increase in population of 15.5 million is large enough to neutralize efforts to conserve the resource endowment and environment. The declining trend of the growth rate is indeed a positive indicator of the efforts of birth control. Despite that, the total additions to the population base continue to grow, and India may overtake China in 2045 to become the most populous country in the world. Hemi India ram ina declining growth rate kan ram din mun mi pui punna atlak niam khathil lom omnu tuk chu anita amai ro chu khata khanin thil control tur khala tamani achan chu kum mithiamina an chut dana hianin China atu kumsang ni somli panga hianin tuna hianin China hi most populous country mipui tamna beranita mar chu mithiaminan chut tan chuanin kumsang ni somli panga chuanin India hianin China ale bel to anga tini chuwang chuanin tuna hianin man lana se ema mipuyan tam chuanin problem sang changa om theya kan resources India rama kan resources sang depletion ti sia the na te ni a tin in to del na te na zon chung changa te mo thil sang ti khan effect kha atamani chuta chuwang chuanin population mi puizat kha control atama Mizoram chu tiang han in control em mangai lo ta chan chu mi pui kan la claim ta amai chu mun hei kan she anga vir ma te kan local to te ni chan rail station ate han kal mi puin tam ema rail ate mi pui tian anron liam done moti me tu hianan fur zelani khati kop khanin India rama hianin mi puin tama khangte kha sarkar hianin mi siam ti han an ngai poim ema khami kha control atum na sani chuanin hi India's population growth rates during 1951 to 2001 hemi table kha nazina karon explain to kha hemi a graph angin tianaron explain leni chuanin kan soifia to alawanga kha chu processes of population change or growth hi nazina karon so yang khanin mipui zati danglam theitu chu naw piang zate mithi om zate tin mundanga tanga pe memo mundanga tanga mundanga va pe memo mundanga tanga ron pemte khang tiang hau khanin mi pui om zate kha effect tani chuan masaberin birth rate chu birth rate is the number of live births per 1,000 persons in a year. Birth rate hi chut dana chuanin claim calculation de laki ngaya the total number of births piang zat kha percentage angte kha in thiamani chuanin naw piang zat kha tihanin an chuta ni avai khanin chuan a hnuaya a divide tu wa khanin total population mi pui zong omzat kha an dale ta a divide tu wa khanin mo chuan khami kha sang khatin 1000 in an multiply chinani so that chuan birth rate chu lo chuak chinani chuanin chu it is a major component of growth because in India birth rates have always been higher than death rate he mi piang zat hi India rama kan mi pui thanna mi pui omzat ti thang tu ber khani tani chan chu death rate a hianin mithi ain piang kha an tam zok zel wangani tani chuanin death rate chu next that one is the number of deaths per 1,000 persons in a year. Kami birth rate kan chut danin khanin ang ring ta mai chu birth now piang zat ai khanin kami mithi kha kan chut chwa turani tani chuta chuanin a calculation a chuanin achunga total number of dead khani le tani mi puithi zat khani ta anwaya population zongjong omzat khani ta a divide tu wa chu 1000 multiply le khani tani chuanin till 1980, high birth rates and declining death rates led to large difference between birth rates and death rates, resulting in higher rates of population growth. Since 1981, birth rates have also started declining gradually, resulting in gradual decline in the rate of population growth. 1980 chen katsuanin birth rates birth rate ka asang ta chuanin death rate ka atlem thung ta ni chu wang chuanin population khata birth rate le death rate kha ai in thau em ta America chu since 1981 nuwa chang khanin birth rate po kha claimin aron niam ve tan ani chu chuan resulting in gradual decline in the rate of population growth 1981 na chang kha chuanin claimin kan population na kha aron niam ve deuh ti na ni chu chuanin the third component a pathumna a element pathumna chuanin migration kati mundanga tanga va pe me mo mundanga tanga ron pe mangkha ni tani chuanin migration can be internal or international. Internal kan ti chuanin India ram chung ve ka pem ang chi entinan Mizoram atanga Manipur amo Manipur atanga Mizoram ron pem ang chi te India ram chung ve ka pem ang chi khani tani chuan international ani le ta mundanga mo between countries ram dang de heta US a te Korea a te khang tiang atanga khatianga va pe bang te khani le tani chuan internal migration does not change the size of population ram chung khatia pem kwal kha chuan kan population zat kha chutiangin a effect lova tin but influences the distribution of population within the nation amar chu effect thunga zo ka chu kan India ram chunga khami population distribution kha effect zo kani entinan hetlaya Mizoram atanga Uttar Pradesh pem kha kan va tam lu tuk chuanin Uttar Pradesh density of population khami tam sa ka kan va bel cha ta chuanin heta Mizoram claim lu tuk kha aron claim bel le chinta ni chu chuanin migration plays a very significant role in changing the composition and distribution of population. In India, most migrations have been from rural to urban areas because of the push factor in rural areas. These are adverse conditions of poverty and unemployment in the rural areas and the pull of the city in terms of increased employment opportunities and better living conditions. India rama hemi pemna hichu atlang puin retheina wangte ele bara izon na kong kan dab wangte ni tlang puya atlang puin thingtlang atangin khopuya mishing an pem na sa push and pull factor an titani chu India rama thingtlang atanga khopuya mishing ron pem kha push factor ni ta mo push kan ti chuan nam ti na ni tani pull kan ti chuanin pot ani le tani chuanin kha khami ele bar kong le ni tin kan e zon na khami ti changtlun du wangte ti mason du awangte khanin ti khan mishing kha mundang tanga ti khan an pem kwal chin ani chuanin migration is an important determinant of population change. It changes not only the population size but also the population composition of urban and rural population in terms of age and sex composition. Chuanin hemi migration pem na awang hianin thingtlang lama mipui omzate khopui lama mipui omzate khangtiang kha effect kwal na sem tani. In India, the rural urban migration has resulted in steady increase in the percentage of population in cities and towns. Hemi thingtlang atanga khopui atanga kan pema wang hianin percentage of population khopui population mipui omzat kha athak danglam na sem ta chuanin the urban population has increased from 7.29% of the total population in 1951 to 27.78% in 2001. There has been a significant increase in the number of million plus cities from 23 to 35 in just one decade, that is 1991 to 2001. Hemi hi kumsang ni 1991 atanga 2001 te tin 1951 atanga 2001 khami kum inkar compare na angkhani ta urban population khopuya population mipui omzat inthak tanglam dan khani hei 17.29% atangin 27.78% ate tikhan athang chawani mipui omzat khamo chuanin age composition engtin nge India rama hianin kumzat kan kuma zir hian engtin nge mishing hi an in then mo tiang kha tuna hian kan enle don ta chuan age composition the age composition of population refers to the number of people in different age groups in a country. Age composition of a population refers to the number of people in different age groups in a country. Number of people in different age groups atita chu khami age group sang kan omtani adult puiting kan ti te tin upa kan ti te no pang kan ti te khati sang khanin anin then tani chuanin khami an in chena tikhan an in then ta adult cha chuanin mi ingzat nge om upa chuan mi ingzat nge om no pang mi ingzat nge om tiang khanin age tiang an define dan kha age composition chu ni tani chuanin it is one of the most basic characteristics of population to an important degree a person's age influences what he needs buys does and his capacity to perform antinan khami age composition poimon chu adults lo tamta se adults khalo tamta se adults khalo tamta se pitar putar kha lo tlem veu ta se chuta chuanin aram din hmuna kha ashil engtin nge aram din hmun kha ashil the kan ti chuanin adults kha chu atlang puitling kan ti ho working age group nala thok the angchik anni kha chuanin tlemin aramakha engtin nge yang ala productive ala develop the ti na khani ta entinan pitar putar khalo tamvya ta se aram din hmuna kha bright law ni tiro achan chu pitar putar tarlutuk upato lutuk ten na an thok tha thei to lawa chuwang chuanin a country arama kha productive tak thei to lo ti na ni ta ni chuanin consequently the number and percentage of population found within the children working age and age groups are notable determinants of population social and economic structure. Chuanin no pangkha antam kha athat vele na chan chu no pang chu who are children kan ti chuan they are the future of the country turo ram future ram malam shil tu anni awangin no pang ho kha no pang an tam chuanin khami ramakha heta ahmalam hun khanin population po ala om theya tin lekha ti anzir thani phe chuan kha miram tan khanin than na tur in develop na tur kha atamani so tiang te chu aram din hmuna shil thei dan choni tani the population of a nation is generally grouped into three broad categories. They are economically children below 15 years. Children kan ti chu kumsom pangat noilam kan ti khani tani age composition a chuanin chu they are economically unproductive and need to be provided with food, clothing, education and medical care. Mani le in chom theilo anita no pang chu chuanin cho ni tin chu ei tur pek rangai te anita tin an thom thak tur te an zirna love mamo te anjirne la pek ngai te mani le in chom zo lo mani ke ala ding theilo khan ni ti nani chuanin kang ho kha children kan ti choni ta chuanin working age 15 to 59 they are economically productive and biologically reproductive. They comprise the working population. Working age kan ti chu na thok the kan ti ang chi adults kan ti ang chi khan ni ta mi puitling anga chhiar ve the to na thok thei to ang khan ni ta chu kumsom panga tanga kumsom nga pakwa thing khan ni ta ni chung ho chu mani in chom thei tin fa te po nei thei enge in thla chon na mishing in thla chon na ko nga po lamman the ang chi khang ti ang khan ni ta tin aged kan ti above 59 years chu tar le upa kan ti ang hin an ni to ta they are economically productive though they may have retired an ma ni chuan an in chom thei to amai chu thente chu an lo retire to ta an lo ban san to ta an nang timo chuan they may be working voluntarily but are not available for employment through recruitment. The percentage of children and the age affects the dependency ratio because these groups are not producers. The proportion of the three groups in India's population is already presented in figure 6.5. Chuanin children kan ti te no pang le tar le upa te ang chi te khang te ang kha chu mani le mani in chom theilo ang ngai khan ni to ta khang te ang kha an tam veu chuanin arama kha a ho sa theilo ani chu wang chuan enge poi mo ber kan ti chuan na thok thei din huna ding kumsom panga atanga kumsom nga pakwa kha arama khan an tam chuanin kha ram ho sak ne le develop na tha chu an ni ta chu mai ba ka no pang kha sai to angin khang ti ang kha an tam chuanin de ram malam shil tu an nia education te khang ti ang pek that an ni chuan aram ta na develop na to chance tha tak kha ni ta ni chu wang chuan hemi working age te tin aged kan ti tar le no pang kan ti khami age group sang om dan le ani dana zer khanin ram din mun kha angai to thea tin thil tam tak kha ashil bokani chuanin sex ratio kan en le ang sex ratio is defined as the number of females per 1000 males in population. Sex ratio chu mi pa sang khat zela me che omzat ang chi khang tyang chut na khani tani. This information is an important social indicator to measure the extent of equality between males and females in a society at a given time. He sex ratio poi mon chu mi pa le me chia kha eng ang chia in tluk nge an ni ti te khang tyang kha ennan khani na poi mo a entinan Kerala kan ti ang chia de hi chuanin sex ratio me che he sex ratio hi a result the ma me che din mun po thani Kerala khanin chuanin the sex ratio in the country has always remained unfavorable to females chuan India ramahen atlang puin in me che din mun hi a che ma 1951 a hianin 946 females per 1000 males an omta mi pa sang khat lo omta se me chia kha zakwa somli parukan om don ti na ni chu me chian tlem ma tin he 2001 a po 933 vel chawan lo om hi he me che din mun hi a thalo ma me chian pung lo ani hemi a chan hi chu vai hian atlang puin me chia hian du lo thin ma ni a chan chu hindu sa khozui tu an lo tamta hindu sa kho an zui hianin in nei na a de hianin ami palam hianin me che ne na khanin a me chem man ang dewa khanin dowry system an ti ta so an du khan demand chin ani motor te hetian fridge te TV te khan an demand na sa the me che chom tur ang chi khamo khami wang khanin chung kore the tak ti khan khami kha an lo hu phur loka mi patan ami palam tan te kha chuanin hosak loi na tur ani ta amar chu me chelam te khanin a chom tur te khang tia angai to tura wang khanin chung kore the phe kha chuanin kha an lo hu phur loka me chia kha alo piang ta apian khanin a chen chu an lo ti hlum ngal thin ani chuwang chan me che din mun kha che a chuwang mi pa le me che in dai lo na mo mi pa tamzo ka me che tlem zok ang kha India rama khan khatyang kha hlwar ani chuan Literacy rates. Literacy is a very important quality of population. Obviously, only an informed and educated citizen can make intelligent choices and undertake research and development projects. Low levels of literacy are a serious obstacle for economic improvement. Literacy rate kanti hi ziakle chiarthiam soina ni tani literate kanti chu ziakle chiarthiam kanti khanita chuanin kum sari ai upa ziakle chiarthiam kan ti ang chi kha literate kan ti chu ni ta ni chuanin there has been a steady improvement in literacy levels in India. The literacy rate in the country as per census of 2001 is 64.84%, 75.26% for males and 53.67% for females. 2001 census sa hianin census kan ti hi mipui zirna anga ni ta ni mipui omza ta tanga thil tam tak zirna kha ni ta kumsom dana nei china ni ta tuna in zirla hianin 2001 census aron manga next census to 2011 anianga next day to 2021 ti khan kumsom dana khani na nei china ni census hi chuanin 2001 census akhanin India ram ajak le thiam hi 64.84% ania he a improve le to ta chuan adanglam le ton he hi chumo chuanin khata khanin mi pa za zel samsari panga khanin jak le chiaran thiama amayar chu meichia za zel samnga pathum chau khan jak le chiaran thiamani hi ahma in ka sei to kha meichia chu hlamchia ani na sani India rama mo chuanin occupational structure. The percentage of population that is economically active is an important index of development. The distribution of the population according to different types of occupation is referred to as occupational structure. An enormous variety of occupations are found in any country. Occupations are generally classified as primary, secondary, and tertiary. Occupational structure kan ti hi mi a azon mishing mipui an azon na azira divide na khani tani chuanin mipui tam takhe thenin sarkar na an thokar thenin lowan neya then mani le mani in chomin khan business sumdong te ania chuan khatianga zir khanin khatiang atanga ngai to khanin ramdin mun te kha ashil bokani chuanin azon na chishang shankha primary activities le secondary activities le tertiary activities in an shangta primary activities at chuanin lo nei kan ti te tin ran hwan thlai khatia ang chin nei na ang khani ta chuan secondary activities at chuanin industry kan ti thil siam na mun mo industry kan ti tianga thokte tin building and construction work in sakna ang chi khang tia ang chi thokte chuan tertiary a chuanin transport communications commerce administration sumdon na ang chi hemi transport in kalpo na khang tiang lampang sector a thok ang ho khani tani chuanin the proportion of people working in different activities varies in developed and developing countries. Developed nations have high proportion of people in secondary and tertiary activities. Ramchang kang kanti ram develop to kanti a chuanin atlang puin secondary activities le tertiary activities a hian mipui anin mangna sa a chuanin developing countries tend to have higher proportion of their workforce engaged in primary activities. Developing kanti ram thanglai me ka chuanin primary activities khami agriculture lo nei kanti ang chi te khang tianga ezong kha an tam vele thungani amzia chu India ram hi developing country ani kanti chumi achan chu 64% ram mipui chan ve ai tam 64% kha agriculture lo nei lampanga khanin ei kan zon awangin chuan next chuanin health ani health is an important component of population composition. Health shisel na hianin ram mipui ram chunga mipui omzat le ni dan kha a determine a shil em ta entinanin ram pakhata khanin mi khalo hrisel lo vial ta se tin health facilities kan damdoi te khang ti ang khalo thalo vial ta se mipui lodam lo te an shi te lo leng ta se mipui dam lo te lo dam ta se khatia anga damdoi tur ang te khang te a om that lo chuanin mi khan thi phuk phuk anga population mipui khan tla hiam duai don ani tiro chuanin amai chu India rama chuanin kan health sector te khatiang damdoi lam thiam na kha aron in develop chauta khan chumi china phe chuan India ram a kan population kha thang na sa ni health sector a hi chuan kan India ram din mun hi apangai viawa tuna COVID-19 case a po Serum Institute of India a oma chu chuan COVID vaccine asiam chuak tam asiam chuak tam em khovela po asiam chuak tam ber tu zinga atelani okay to in general knowledge tan chuanin next chuanin adolescent population detail de win ke explain to lawang adolescent population adolescent kan ti chu thalai anganita tlei rol ang chimo the most significant feature of the Indian population is the size of its adolescent population. It constitutes 1/5 of the total population of India. Adolescent kan ti chu kumsom matanga kumsom pako inkar anitani. They are most important resource for the future. Kasai to angin no pangte tlei rol kan ti ang chi te hi future of the nation ram mabak ram mason na shil tulian berin niya. So any nutrition requirement of adolescents are higher than those of normal child or adult. Poor nutrition can lead to deficiency and stunted growth, but in India the diet available to adolescents is inadequate in all nutrients. A large number of adolescent girls suffer from anemia. These problems have so far not received adequate attention in the process of development. The adolescent girls have to be sensitized to the problems they confront. Their awareness can be improved through the spread of literacy and education among them. Kami tlero kanti kumsom matanga kumsom pako inkar kha an poimo ema atsanchu an ma ni kuta he kum te abik takin an kuta hianin ram din mun ram malampang hi ein khat na sani amar chu India rama hianin abik takin media te iron tlak cham wangin anemia kan ti ang chi te mo hemoglobin niam bit niam kan ti ang chi te khan tam ema nutrition ni tina an mamo so an mo khop chong mulo ang te khang tiang khan tama rama sel thelova tin mi a sel lo chon na athok tha thelawa na atho tha thelo chuanin chung ko effect ma saberanga chung ko re thelu tuk an tam chuanin enge effect ang rampung pui kha effect le don tani so wang chuanin adolescent kan ti role te khami abik takin ram mason nakeng tu thalai anni awangin an shisel na kha poimo ema chumi chu chumi awang chuanin ram din mun mipui omza din mun te kha khanin ron shil vekani chuanin dotle chuan national population policy recognizing that the planning of families would improve individual health and welfare, the government of India initiated the Comprehensive Family Planning Program in 1952. Sarkar khanin chung ku ashisel na te family planning te poimo zia khashia in kumsang khan zakwa samnga patni khanin family planning program kha alo duang chwa kani he family planning program a hianin atlang puin fane iza turte mo tin afane iza turte engting ni anin enkol chho dante tin sarkar na tanpuin apek the ang chi khang tiang ho zong khani tani joining the family welfare program has sought to promote responsible and planned parenthood on a voluntary basis. The national population policy 2000 is the culmination of years of planned efforts. The NPP 2000 provides a policy framework for imparting free and compulsory school education up to 14 years of age, reducing infant mortality rate to below 30 per 1,000 live births, achieving universal immunization of children against all vaccine-preventable diseases, promoting delayed marriage for girls, and making family welfare a people-centered program. NPP ha chuanin family planning lampang chung ko ham thatna tur sang kha aron duang chuak ta chuan khata khanin abik takin vai hawa hen child marriage kanti kumno pang taka abik takin meithia pasal nei tir angte khang ti angkha atam ema meithia in khami pasala nei ma chuanin education zir na lampang te tikhanin alo nufwal zela tin thinei rwalan ni in fati an nei ma a tin an trisel lo ma a an taksa te na tora khang zong te ka NPP khan ni ron control ta ni chuanin shidan na pek chung changa te mo chuanin education of children no pang tu po kumsom pali noilam khachu zirna a thlona pek kha aron tumbok ta ni NPP National Population Policy yan mo chuanin khami khanin India rama mipui te hrisel na din mun te tin mipui omza din mun angte khang tiang kha aron hril chho ta ni population density me baka sex ratio kan ti te death rate birth rate zong kha dikhana ron control a aron improve chho ta ni chuan NPP 2000 and adolescents. NPP 2000 identified adolescents as one of the major sections of the population that needs greater attention. NPP National Population Policy kanin chalai kanti ang chi tiang ho kha aron ngai pom em ta. Besides nutritional requirements, the policy put greater emphasis on other important needs of adolescents, including protection from unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases STD kanti hitu sex atanga in kai chon the shi chi sang sang ang chi HIV AIDS kanti ang chi te khang ti ang te kha ave ema NPP khanin mo khang ti ang te kha ron controla ron ti dangla matum ta chuanin chu mai ba ka chuanin nutritional support thalai te sel na tur ang chi te khang tiang kha ron ngai poimo bok tani ni tin atak samamo tur khop chakna ron pushut ni tin amamo tur angchi cho e khop angchi mo khang tia ang ron pek te NPP hian ngai poimo ta. It called for programs that aim towards encouraging delayed marriage and child bearing education for adolescents about the risk of unprotected sex, making contraceptive services accessible and affordable, providing food supplements, nutritional services, strengthening legal measures to prevent child marriage. Child marriage kati chu na china kasari ang chi no pangte ani lai in nei tir angte tin khangte kha NPP khani na ron control aron phal to lawani chu chuanin dan te kha ron ti khau ta khang tia ang kan thalai tam tak te ron veng him tur ang te khanin dan te kha dan thazok le dan khau jok strict jok ang te kha ron siam chuak ta tin food supplements kan ti thalai te an sel the na tura cho cha kha cho mai ba ka damdoi ang chi te khang tiang cho cha impact te tin unprotected sex sex man chung changa te khang tia ang injir tirna te tin mei cheno pang tak tak fa anni ang chi te khang tia ang te kha aron control vek tani NPP khanin mo chan. People are the nation's most valuable resource. A well-educated, healthy population provides potential power. Chanin kasai to angin people mi pui kan ti ang human resource pakhat kan ni a ramina a resource ni chat ber pakhat kan ni a chuan a well educated healthy population provides potential power chuan mi pui kha zirna a te le khathiam ni phot chuanin khara makha ram changduang tak ram thil ti thei tak ani thei na kha aron ti tamani aron ram thil ti thei tak ani thei na chance kha aron ti sang ani ram antinan ram pakhata aram mi pui te kha le khathiam lo hli lo ni ta se kharam kha nge a develop thelawang tiro a thang thelawang amar chu le khathiam an tama tin thil tam tak zir na te a om chuanin kharam kha lo thang duanga tin a in develop chodon ta ni chan kha voina population chungchang kan zir chu ni exercises how hi nakina karon post liang okay, that's it for today and thank you class.